YouTube, welcome back to another video. Eddie Scott Sailors back with another one. Special guest in the building. Who are you, bro? Mr. Lane Rhodes himself, man. Hey, my boy Jeff Holmes. About to get to it. Just chop it up. Some marketing, clothing brand, mastermind real quick. So hey, stay tuned for these gems. Let's get it. Hey, while I'm opening this up, tell them who you are. Tell them about your brand. What you be doing.
So, my name's Jeff. Jeff plus you on Instagram. I've been doing this for about, started in 2016.
Yeah.
It was just an idea. But officially, I'll say 2021, 2020-ish, rebranded to Lane Rhodes. Originally it was called Lane Performance. And it's just an idea that was based off of randomness, but inspired by streetwear, you know, always saying streetwear brands, and just wanted to create something of my own. And having something tangible like this to remind people just to be themselves, be true to who they are, stay in their lane, be passionate about what they do, no matter if you're an artist, athlete, photographer, plumber, whatever you do, just stay in your lane, be yourself. Cause it's only one you.
Bro, y'all see it. Stay in your lane. Like, we're not gonna drop no manufacturer.
Two bags on the way, man.
I'm gonna have to bring you back on the channel and be like dropping manufacturers or something.
Bruh.
Or they gotta pay for that info, bro.
Bro, we could do it.
Yeah, bro. Cause like this is this might be the heaviest shirt I ever had, bro.
The quality, man.
Is this screen print?
Screen. It's actually DTG.
I was about to say it feels a little different.
DTG.
Direct to garment.
Sometimes it's not even just about like financial gain. Sometimes it's about networking.
Yeah.
And if this pop-up shop can network people and put them on a bigger platform or whatever, help them make more sales in the long run, whatever. Like, because I've done plenty of pop-up shops and I've learned from my mistakes. Like, my email list could be so long right now. Dude. It's just simple. Dude. We're gonna give y'all gems, bro. This is just part.
Now that was a big thing for me too. Just like you said, like sometimes it's more than just financial. Exactly. I remember when we was first started Sales Lifestyle doing the pop-up shops, we're like, yo, we just want to go in here and make 500 a day or a K. We're not even thinking, let's go in here and get 500 phone numbers or emails. Exactly. Like, that's in the long run what's going to get you.
If you had a pop-up shop, say if you don't make no sales, but people coming up to your table, hey, blah, 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 you got a car, blah, blah, blah. You have them, the link to your website should automatically pop up to put their number in your website. So then you have their information that you can send out text when you about to drop, hey, we about to drop, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for joining our subscriber list, blah, blah, blah. It's not just always about somebody buying a shirt from your table. Yeah, if you're building that list, you're going to always have them as a customer.
I heard Alex Hormozy that I watch every day. He said, you don't get customers to make sales. You should make sales to get customers. So it's like, even if you do have a pop-up shop or even online, like if somebody buys, let's say, I don't know, a $30 shirt, don't just let that be the only time they buy. Like, really use that as now they're a customer, so now you can follow up with them. You send them texts, send them emails, have them watch your content on social media so they continue to buy in the future.
The likelihood of them remembering your brand, like the name and all that, and how to find you is going to be something to none. Yeah. Them holding on to that postcard that you might have, the business card, is like a slim chance. Yep. So if you had them on your email list or your text list, you always have them as a customer. Okay. That's the key. Sometimes you got to be proactive and okay, I'm sending something out. Like, I know it's getting back to school time. Back to school time is a perfect time to drop. People are always looking for shirts, hoodies, whether it's high school people, college people, graduate students, even professionals. Like, people are trying to get in that fall, in the summer, fall time, they're trying to look for hoodies, they're trying to look for shirts. Yeah. So when they go out, they have stuff.
And like you said, sometimes it's not just about like making a sale, but networking, just like getting the experience. Facts. Like, that's really key. You got, like you said, you made mistakes, I made mistakes. Mm-hmm. You got to make mistakes. So like, make your mistakes as fast as possible. So it's like, get out there, have those experiences, and like, don't just be sitting there waiting.
And do pop-up shops, because honestly, the pop-up shops teach you, it gets you in the habit of talking about your brand. Yep. And explaining to people what it means, because it's so, I can't tell you how many times people have asked me, what does it mean? Like I like this design, but what's your brand about? Like, right. And just explaining to people that, so they So they feel like sort of like a part of a community almost. And same thing, like we can talk about discourse and stuff later in the future, but it's like that, like building a community so people understand what you're about.
Wow.
If you don't have that knowledge about what your brand, if you can't tell somebody off the rip, okay, my brand is about this, they're like, why should I buy from you? Because that's they want that trust. Like, okay, as the owner of your brand, why should I care?
Okay.
So just think about that. And pop-up shops are the best way to practice that. You're going to make mistakes. Like Eddie said, you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You're going to have the situation in times where you don't really understand, how to make this sales or how to get more people in. Because you're not going to have the hottest table. You're not going to have, how at, what's it called, like Complex Cons and
like
Essex Fence,
yeah.
and they have sets. Like you're not going to have all that set up at your booth first, starting out. So people going to look at your shirts and say, okay, should I buy from you or not? It's going to be based off of your message, your delivery, and your presentation. Have other things other than shirts and hoodies. Maybe have a little tote bag. Maybe have a hat. Maybe have wristbands. Eddie was doing wristbands, killing them with wristbands.
Wristbands is really nice, bro.
And another free gem I'm going to give you guys, have something free to give out. Whether that's a business card, whether that's a sticker, whether that's, but you should always be getting their numbers or their email, vice versa, whatever you're comfortable with. I personally recommend text message because everybody's always checking their phones.
Okay.
But
same.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, give something for free. Because it's like you're providing value. Like you can't be always asking people, yo, can you buy my brand? Yo, buy this. Like people are used to getting sold to, right? So it's like you got to do something different to separate yourself. Giving something for free. Like you said, the wristband. Even if you got like some shirts that you got produced for like $1, give them to yourself for free. Hey, check out my brand. Like all that I ask is that you join my text list, right? And not just always asking for a sale. Like people will remember your brand, and now you got an exchange. They're on your customer list. So now you got a couple hundred, couple thousand you could reach at one time. You get a good percentage of them to buy. You cooking. So I think people get caught up in like the follower count. So like you'll see big brands like that got 50K, 100K, 1 million. They're like, oh man, like I gotta have a bunch of followers on Instagram, TikTok in order to make it. Like I haven't made it, so I get X amount of followers. Some of the biggest brands I see, like Victor Madu.
No.
Bro, I'm sure some of y'all watching probably know Victor Madu. He has a brand, I think it's called For the Lou. Based on his hometown. But he started when he was in college. He made 3 M's off his brand. He, to this day, he has like 6K on his brand page. But he made 3 million. Just because he knew like how to promote. Because he was building that text list, that email list. And like he started local. So he was just getting like his friends, his homies, people in the area in that text list customer database. He didn't really, I'm not saying he didn't care about the followers, but it's like followers is a vanity metric. Like you could have 10 million followers and get 0 orders if you're not doing it right. Or you could have 10 followers, but if you got 10,000 people on your text list, right? So
matter. I personally have learned that what was going to last longer is that website. One day Instagram is going to be over. People are going to be on to another app.
Yep. Threads. Hey, we used to talk about Threads.
Threads. It's always going to be an advancement in some type of new app, some new technology that people are going to jump on. 10 years ago, everybody was on Vine. Now, where's Vine?
Okay.
10 years ago, everybody was on Facebook. Now our parents and stuff. So, like, I'm just saying that to say, like, the world moves in trends. So it's going to be another app 10 years from now that we don't know about yet that people are going to be on. Or maybe it might be Instagram in just a new format. Yeah. So just with that being said, you just got to have that email list, have that text list. That's what's going to sustain your business.
Yeah.
Not Instagram likes and followers. And you can get 5 likes but sell 500 products.
Yep.
It don't matter.
Yep.
Like just keep at that text list. Build your text list. If your text list is long, more than likely you're going to make sales.
Yeah.
A lot of
sales.
It's
a numbers game at that point.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
This is my hottest design. It's on a shirt. I'm going to have Eddie drop a picture of the shirt in the video. But this design alone has made me so much money just off the strength of how I market it and like the design, like it's elaborate. I get that. But like how you market is the most important thing. Like, for example, if you're selling to someone, they want to buy something that's like relatable, B, something that, okay, can I see myself wearing it?
Yep.
It's a lot of brands nowadays who are doing stuff smart, like taking simple iPhone pictures. You don't always have to have professional pictures to market your brand. People want to see, okay, as me as a consumer, can I make this brand relatable to me?
Facts.
I see them in an iPhone regular picture. Oh, I can do that. I can see, because I never really modeled before in front of a real professional camera and lights and stuff.
That organic. Yeah.
It's organic. People want something to relate to.
Like somebody literally asked me the other day in the comments. They was like, they're like, oh, so the whole clothing brand game is just like marketing. Like there's nothing else to it. You can have the best product in the world. You can have top tier manufacturer, the highest quality garment, screen print, like all cut and sew. But if nobody knows that you have it, then it's literally like nothing, right? So you gotta be able to market and promote. And like one thing I always say on here is it's not always that you're selling the clothes, but you're selling the meaning behind the clothes. Like you said, like when you're at the pop-up shop, like you gotta be like on point. Like no, like tell somebody Lane Rhodes is about da 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 da. Stay in your own lane, right? Like you are the number one spokesperson for your brand. Like you can't just automatically assume that a random stranger is going to look at your shirt and know the whole meaning and story behind your brand. Like you're the brand owner.
Especially for somebody who's never seen your brand before.
Exactly.
They gotta say, okay, for example, in this design, the reason why I came up with this design was to show people everybody has their own path.
Wow.
Stay in yours.
Wow.
That's the meaning behind this shirt. Yeah, it looks tough. Eddie's gonna drop some pictures with people wearing the shirts in this video. Like, but that's the point of that design. Everybody has their own path. Stay in your lane. Why try to be like somebody else? A lot of times people say, I want to be the next this person or that person when I grow up. Why not be the best version of yourself? That's the vision behind that shirt. But just simple stuff that relate to your brand. My brand is obviously, the theme is like cars and lanes and roads and stuff. And just, that's my brand. What's the word?
Message,
meaning. Identity, exactly. Just find something that, like, not all shirts are going to have like a meaning. I'm not saying that, but like just something that's related to your brand, whether that's a theme or a message. Try to stick to a theme and a message. Now everybody's going to be, you know, some of the bigger brands like Supreme, Palace, like they don't really have like a theme per se, but they're just very popular.
Yeah. So
they could just basically put anything on a shirt and it's going to sell.
Like even those brands like started niche. Like I know at least for Supreme, like it started with skateboarding.
Exactly.
But now people are just looking at like, oh, they just put a logo on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
They built this over however many years and decades.
It's smart.
So
it's genius.
Yeah. You expand as you go. Yeah.
You just gotta exactly. You have to know your niche. Like Eddie basically said, like you have to know your niche. Like what is your brand messaging about? When you're at these pop-up shops, what is your brand about? That's all people care about. Yeah. You can have an elaborate design. You can have the best fabric. You can have the best packaging. If your brand doesn't have a message or it doesn't fit, like if you don't know your customer, you're not gonna be able to sell.
Yeah.
Like all the time, I was getting taught, like I was getting mentored, like know your customer. What does he look like? What do they wear? What do they listen to? Who's their favorite artist? What's their favorite things to do? Where would you find them wearing this type of clothes at? Think about that type of stuff. And then also at pop-up shops, try to network with other brand tables. You never know who might know who, you know what I'm saying, who might have a connection to a manufacturer. I give people gems all the time when I'm at these pop-up shops. I tell them about different manufacturers. I tell them about, different printing services that you can use for packaging and stuff. I'm always, networking and talking to people and picking their brain and asking them questions, how they got to where they are and what they did. Because I don't think I know it all. I feel like I'm still learning. Like I'm still new to this. But just with that being said, like don't be too afraid to network with others, ask questions from other people, being, a sponge at these events. TikTok is about to end.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing them, bro. Like I heard they got banned in Mississippi. Like,
are you serious?
Even if it doesn't fully get banned, I just see like in general. And I learned this from having 500K on TikTok. It's like I feel like the audiences are just different. Like TikTok, I look at TikTok as like more so like brand awareness in terms of like you can get stuff to go viral pretty quickly, but you may not get a whole bunch of like direct response. Like somebody sees a TikTok video and it's like, oh, I want to buy that, right? But like I feel like Instagram is a more mature platform, so it's like, you know, they've been following you for a while, they see your content. Even like the ads like perform better, the paid ads perform better on Instagram from my experience. So post as much as possible on TikTok. So it's like they're mad people are seeing your brand, and let's say they're on Instagram. It's like, oh shoot, like I seen this brand on TikTok. It's like now they're really locked in. And then Instagram is like where you could directly hit them with IG stories, DMs, run paid ads, run your IG reels, run posts, and it's like carousels, like a whole bunch of different content that's like really solidifying that relationship. For us, having 70K on IG was like, we basically made all of our money off of IG. Yeah. So, but like people look and it's like, oh, you guys have 500,000 on TikTok, you guys are so big, but it's like, it really was Instagram that took care of us. So, yeah, like really understand how to use the platforms.
We were talking about it a couple weeks ago. Yeah. When you're posting, some videos and pictures might do well better than others. Like push that one video / picture that's doing well and pay for ads to really push that one to really take you off, basically.
The one that already performed. Yeah. Absolutely, that's so true. Just going back to the idea of like having that customer database, like use social media, don't let it use you. Like really use Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube, what's the drink called? Threads, like whatever. Like use it as a funnel, right? Like don't build your whole business on a platform. Like Jeff said, that could go away. Or like I remember it was one year where like the whole IG and Facebook servers were down for like the whole day. You built your whole business on that, you getting no sales that day, right? But really use that as a funnel to bring people into the ecosystem, bring people into that customer database. So now you have 10,000 people, 1 million people, even starting off 100 people on that list. You can communicate with them whenever you want. It's not dependent on TikTok algorithm saying, oh, I maybe we'll show this video to this person, or your content wasn't that good, so we're not going to show it. It's up to you, right? If you're sending an email or SMS. When you have an SMS list, an email list, the people are literally saying, even a Discord, like we were talking about, maybe like the idea of having a Discord community that you're building, like those people literally went out their way to join. So they want to get marketed to by you. They want you to say, like, hey, we're dropping all new long sleeve in 2 weeks. Passcode dropping soon, right? They want that. If you run an ad, let's say to 1,000 people and you pay for it, maybe 200 of those people like actually are interested and might want to take action. The rest of them are just scrolling, right? So really use social media to get people into the funnel. Don't rely on social media. Use it as a tool in your business.
There's one brand that I really love their marketing, You Matter.
Okay.
He would do like a letter type of thing, like different things in his email. And he would talk about, you know, hey, this is You Matter University, accepting you, congratulations. Like this, I'm just making it up. I can't really remember, but what I'm trying to say is it was very creative how he did it, and sometimes that might work better for you.
Right here.
Exactly. Different brands that do like. We stole our boss's phone. Here's a 20% or 50% off discount code. Like fun things like that can also engage your audience. It's just up to you how you want to market to your customers. Like Supreme, for example, is every Thursday at 11 a.m. Everybody knows that. So maybe if you have consistency and as you're building, people just are aware, okay, this brand is dropping. You can have a countdown on your website. There's so many different things you can do. With me, Eddie, we're going to talk about all that. But it's different stuff you can do and not just, okay, ads, okay, text, okay, email. There's so many creative things you could do. You could do commercials, like you could do so much stuff. It doesn't have to be the cookie cutter way that me or Eddie or somebody else on YouTube or, you know, somebody you might see on Instagram says. Like, it's so many endless possibilities. It's all about consistency, patience, and just keep going. Like no matter what, it's gonna be obstacles. There's gonna be times when you lose money. There's gonna be times when, you know, the product might not come on time from your manufacturer. But you gotta find out ways how to overcome these things. Or your screen printer, whatever. because you know sometimes like who knew the pandemic was going to happen, and a lot of people's shipments was getting delayed.
Yeah.
Overseas, in the U.S., wherever. But you have to find ways to be creative and how to overcome these obstacles and just keep being consistent and persistent. Mistake that I made.
Yeah.
Man, where do I begin? Not being consistent. I feel like consistency, I've been saying this a lot in this video, like consistency is the most important thing in your brand. If you're not consistent, then what are you?
What are you?
Like, that's one thing that's personally held me back from my brand. Like being consistent, you know, not being scared to fail. Like you cannot be scared to fail. Like I learned like a lot of fear has held me back from being, bro. Like, and he would tell y'all like, bro, my brand. There's no reason like my brand shouldn't be like huge. But you know, God has it. His timing is perfect. So my time is coming. I know that. But that's not even the point. The point is. Like, don't be scared to fail. Like, it might be people. Some people are gonna like your brand. Some people gonna hate it. Some people gonna say it's ugly, it's trash. Don't let that stop you from putting out designs. Your favorite artists, right? Whatever the type of music they make, whatever type of genre, they have literally thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of catalogs of music.
Wow.
And they have thousands of songs that you know that you have memorized. But people had to trust them at first. They had to keep dropping and keep dropping and keep dropping. Don't think one design is just going to carry you off.
Wow.
You have to have multiple designs. Whether that's working with designers, whether that's making the designs on your own. But just keep putting out stuff. You can't just rely on one design or one concept to carry your brand for years. People want something new, something fresh. So you drop this, okay, then it's on to the next design. You might bring it back next year in a different color or a different style. Like maybe this time I bring it in the tote bag, next year I bring it out in a hoodie. Like it's just up to you and your brand, what makes sense for you. Don't try to copy anybody else. The big brands or small brands, do what works for you.
Wow.
Hence the reason why it's called stay in your lane, stay in yours. But just be true to you, like do what works for you. Whatever your business model might look like, do that. Write down your plan. How you're going to market. Who's your audience. How often you want to post on Instagram and TikTok. How often you want to drop. How often you want to participate in pop-up shops. Do you want to participate in your own pop-up shop? Do you want to have your own, or do you want to participate in others?
Wow.
I feel like a great way to start, this is just my personal opinion, is to go to other popular, well-known pop-ups just to get your name out there.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Get hot in your area first and then try to branch off to other cities. What makes sense for your business? Can you afford to give out a lot of products for free at first? What do you want to do? Does pre-order methods work more for you rather than inventory?
Yeah.
Do what works for you. Don't try to copy anybody else.
Y'all know I be telling y'all, consistency is the key to success.
Exactly.
Consistency is the key to success.
Content.
Content.
Whether that's photos, videos, reels, commercials, the possibilities are endless.
The text list is content. When you sending out text, that's
content. It's not always something tangible like me posting. I feel like every time we're trained in our minds to think in this 21st century, content is when you post. It's not all about posting.
Yeah.
It's not. If that takes, okay, let me send out some shirts to some people. If it's my friends that's wearing it, because honestly, people don't care about who's modeling it. Okay, can I see myself in it?
Wow.
As a customer, can I see myself in it? Can I grow my brand by having different types of people in it, not just the same looking person? You guys know where I'm going at with this. The same girl. The same hair, the same face in every single picture. Have people all different types of shapes and sizes, colors, blue, purple, pink, white, black. It don't matter. It's different people in your business, in your pictures that speak to, that fit your business though. I'm not saying if you have a streetwear brand, get a modern Wall Street professional in your picture.
Yeah.
But make sure it fits your brand.
A
lot of times it's people who try to use people just because their name and stuff to wear their clothes, but it really doesn't fit their message.
Right.
So just make sure the person you have modeling for you fits your message and what you're trying to go, the aesthetic you're trying to go for.
I really like the analogy that you use with musicians. Bro, Yeet, Little Baby, Moneybag, like whoever y'all listen to, like whenever they first blew up, like you may have heard the one song, like, oh, they're a one-hit wonder, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that one hit came after 1,000 songs they probably put out before, or at least like they worked on 1,000 songs, like they perfected their craft. It's like they started making music, and 2 days later they was it takes consistency over time. I heard Myron Golden say this: overnight successes come after years of failure, right? Because failure is stepping stones to success. Mm-hmm. So it's really not failure. There are no losses, only lessons. So just put out stuff consistently. I know, like you were talking about fear, like that may hold you back. I know some people get like analysis paralysis, or it's like, oh, should I post it this way, or should I put the design this way on my shirt, or should I lay out my page? Like, it's like, just do it. Like, you're going to learn over time. You're going to evolve. I always tell people, when you scroll to Sales Lifestyle, the bottom of our Instagram, we were horrendous. Like, I don't even want to scroll to the bottom of the page because like it was so cringe, it was so bad. But that's how you get better. And you evolve over time. You learn what the people want to see. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. I think that's the last thing I'm going to say. You got to give the people what they want, right? You're going to learn through your content what your audience wants to see. It's not about what you want to post. It's not, yes, like you start the brand should come from something that's relatable to you, right? Like if you want to start a athletic streetwear brand, but you never played sports a day in your life, maybe find something else, right? Like really find something that drives you, that you're passionate about, because there's going to be millions of other people who fall in that same category. But in saying that, don't just like post something on Instagram, or don't just put out a design because you think it's fire. You got to give the people what they want. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to be the one buying your brand. You're not going to be the one signing up to your text list. You're not going to be the one following yourself on Instagram. It's other people. So you have to serve the people. When you give the people what they want, they'll give you what you need. Right? And that's more than just money, right? Yeah. Whether it's the impact, whether it's the connections, networking, relationships, opportunities. It's all going to open up when you really give people what they want.
And let me piggyback on that.
Yes.
I'll give you guys a perfect example of that.
Yes.
This was last year, September-ish. I was at a pop-up shop in DC. It was a great opportunity. It's something in DC that we have every year called Art All Night DC, where brands, artists, painters, whatever, you name it, photographers, whatever, they have tables, they have stands, they're doing live paintings, different stuff, and it's just a way to bring the city out. They have it in all 7 wards of Washington, D.C. So I was at one specific location selling my brand, and these girls walked up to my table. At the time, this was a shirt. And they were like, hey, how you doing, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. You know, we really like your brand. We're really interested. You know, we thought it was fire. I said, you know, thank you. I appreciate it. And they were like, you know, I would buy that, you know, if you had a tote bag. And I'm like, what? Like, tote bag. I'm trying to picture it. I'm like, oh, that would be tough. Like, that would be fire.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, and then you should do bucket hats. Da-da-da. I'm saying that to say, gotta listen to the people.
Listen to the people.
I've already posted this like slight, and people, oh my gosh, like males, females, like everybody wants it. Like it's just a tote bag. This is just something you could carry around if you're going to, you know, a event, a concert. Who knows? If you're just going out to the park on a picnic date, whatever, you can just have this bag with you, and it's just something. A piece of the brand to say, hey, I'm a part of something.
Yeah.
I'm a part of like a movement, a community. Like, it's not always about t-shirts and hoodies. Think about other creative ways. Listen to your audience. Like Eddie said, it's about what they want. It's not your brand at the end of the day. Eventually it becomes your audience's brand. Yep. And they're going to let you know exactly what they want.
Yep.
And if you want to stay in this game for the long run and make a lot of money and make a lot of connections and see like the fruits of your labor and the fruits of your hard work, listen to the people.
Wow.
If your people want to see this in a different color, you better do that in a different color. If people say, you know, hey, because eventually they'll just let you know, or you'll have a feeling of like what they like, what sells. Like you can look at your analytics on Shopify or whatever platform you're using to sell your product, and you can just see what's selling, what's working, what's not working, and try different. Don't be afraid to try different things out. Sometimes you might try something, it might not work. It might blow up and do even better than your original plan or idea. Yeah. But I'm saying that to say just to try different things, see what works, see what doesn't work. You know, experiment. It's all about learning. Like branding, life is just all about learning. Like it falls hand in hand. Branding and life fall hand in hand. Yeah. And you're gonna have times when you're like, I don't know if I should drop this. I'm not really feeling this. And then you drop it, and then people are like, oh my gosh, like it's sold out in like 10 minutes. Yep. But it's just all about how you market. It's all about how consistent you are. It's all about you taking a risk. Ultimately, just taking the risk and just being comfortable in, okay, this product is going to sell. Yeah. This product, I want this product. Like, you're going to see it. People are going to let you know what they like versus what they don't like. And it could be something as simple as them letting you know in a DM, in a message, in an email, in a text, whatever, or in person. Or it might be you see the numbers on your analytics on your website. Like, okay, this sold really well. This tote bag sold really well. This hat sold really well. These sweats sold really well. Because eventually it's going to be different types of products for me. I'm not going to say too much. It's just going to be more than t-shirts and hoodies. Trust me, I do that.
Absolutely. Hey, Proverbs 11:25, a generous person will prosper. Whoever waters others will be watered. You got to provide value to the people. Give the people what they want. They'll give you what you need. We might get up out of here. We might come at y'all with a part 2.
Part 2 on the way. We doing a part 2 too.
Hey, let's get it. Let's tap in. Stay tuned for more. Let's go.